Welcome back to another video in the Odys series. Now today I'm going to be showing you guys how you should be structuring your website when it comes to actually building out topical authority. Now one thing that is actually very important that you actually get right when it comes to an age domain is looking at pages that used to actually have links. Now what you will typically find sometimes is that there might be an inner page on an age domain. Let's say it's agedomain.com/Kazra, and that page was talking about myself. Now in some cases you might want to actually build that out, or in other cases you might want to actually 301 that back to the actual homepage. Now in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how you should be actually structuring your website in terms of content, how many pages you actually need on your website. Now this can obviously vary, but I'm going to be doing it on the actual example that I'm going to be showcasing in this video, and also how to find any pages that used to have any link equity and also using those pages as 301 redirects or potentially building them back out. And also, if you haven't already, check out the link in the description to Odys. They are actually giving away free calls with certain mentors. Some of these calls usually did actually cost upwards of £1,000. So if you do want a chance of actually speaking to some of the guys, make certain to actually click the link, sign up to the mailing list. I've already told them they're not allowed to spam you guys. So yeah, if you guys do want a actual chance at winning some of these mentorship calls, and there's other things that they are also giving away, hit the link in the description and they will be able to email you.
Right, so now what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at some age domains, and I'm going to be giving you guys some examples of URLs that you first of all need to worry about when it comes to like redirecting, so you're actually getting the most link power out of the age domain. So if we take a look here, as you can see, we have got, for example, serveraccess.com. This is kind of like a server hosting website, or that's what it used to be. And if we take a look at some of the actual URLs here, what you will see is that they did have, like, for example, a /services page here. Now, what I would be looking at doing is seeing how many of the inner pages of this website actually had backlinks going through to it. So, for example, the /servers, as you can see, we do have a few different links going through to that. And then if we take a look at some other URLs as well, if we just delete this and look at the website as a whole, what you can then quickly realize is that there's not many pages that have links going through to on the inner page, which is actually quite a good thing because it means that there's less setup work that we need to worry about. But from the very quick scan of this, it looks like just the /servers actually has a load of links going through to it, which is actually quite a good thing. If there was like maybe 5 or 6 different inner pages, we would obviously need to do a lot more 301s. Now, another thing that I would also like to take a look at when I am looking to build out a new website on an age domain is actually what this page was specifically talking about. Now, from the backlinks, it does look like it was actually talking about like different hosting, which is if I was going to buy this domain for like a hosting platform, that's what I would be having on the /servers.php. But a good way of doing this is obviously heading over to Wayback Machine and taking a look and seeing what this page was actually talking about. So let's take a look at one of the snapshots back in 2016. If it will load. Yeah, it looks like it's loading now. So it looks like it was talking about virtual private or VPS, dedicated servers, etc. So this is, if I was going to turn this website into, like, let's say a hosting website, this is really, really good. Domain name, it's already got a few decent backlinks, and there's nothing like really dodgy about that, right? So if I was going to do this, I would then install a plugin called 301 Redirect. So what I'll do is I'll load up a test website and I'll show you guys. Right, so this is just a test website. It's literally just a blank website. There's nothing on this. But what I would be doing is, if we go to add new plugins, and the name of the actual plugin is redirection. I believe I've spelled that right, redirection. And this is what it is here. It is by a person called John Godley. If we just install that, this will basically allow us to actually do any 301s, right? So one thing that you would have realized is that the actual URL of this page is servers.php. Now, by default, WordPress actually doesn't have like a .php. It's literally like if we were going to recreate this, like let's just create a post here. What we'll do is we will do servers, right? If we just publish that, actually what I might do is very quickly just add a little bit of content. This is the SEO content, right? Nothing crazy. Again, this is just an example anyway. So we've actually got the actual page here, right? Now, as you can see from the URL, it's just servers. It's not servers.php like what it was on this actual URL. Now, what we want to do here is copy this, and if we go back into our plugins, and if we go to redirection, which is tools, redirection, you might just need to set up the actual setup here. We can then just click continue, finish setup, and this will do its thing. Then press continue, ready to begin, right? So the source URL will be /servers.php, and we want this to go to servers, right? If we click on add redirect, now basically what this does is if anybody goes to /servers.php here, it will automatically redirect to /servers. And if you actually have the Chrome extension redirect path, as you can see, it will actually show you the redirect path. Now, the reason why that this is really important is because when Google is actually crawling your website, one thing that it obviously does is it will first of all look at your backlinks, and then it will then equate any power through to that. Now, if that page, that servers.php page, was a 404 page, which it would have been if we hadn't have done that 301, Google won't, or you're not actually just taking the full ROI, or you're not getting the biggest bang for your buck when you're buying H domains. So make certain that you're actually doing that. Now, in this case, there was only like one inner page link, but let me see if I can find a couple other examples where you might need to do maybe 2 or 3 different redirects. Right, so this is another example here. This is audiotourhack.com. And as you can see, that they've got a /madworld that obviously has got a few backlinks going through to it. If we take a look here, they've got 13 backlinks going through to it. And then they also have a... Where was the other one that I saw? AR robots as well, and that also has a few backlinks going through to it. If we click on overview, and then if we take a look here, you can see a few backlinks going through to that as well. Now, obviously, what we can do is take a look at the actual page and see what that page was talking about, seeing if we can potentially rehash some of the content that was originally hosted on that URL. Now, in some cases, some of you guys might be wondering, hey Kaz, what about if I don't want to rebuild this page? What do I do then? Now, there's a few different options, right? Is this page going to load? It's not. But let's say, for example, this page did load. What we could always do is we could 301 this page. If it's talking about, let's say, robots, right, we could potentially redirect this to another relevant page that we might have. Or, worst case scenario, we just redirect it back to the home page. Now, if we were going to do something like that, right, we would just grab this URL, go back into our website here, go into our dashboard, and then wait for this to load, obviously. Go into tools, redirection, and then what we're going to do is click on source URL. We're going to add in the URL and then the target URL. So we just want to redirect this URL through to our homepage. That's what this is basically doing, right? And if we just click on add redirect, now if we actually check the URL here, right? If somebody does visit that Artobots or Artobots page, right? What they'll do is they'll get redirected back to the homepage. So that's the whole purpose when it comes to redirecting any old pages. And again, I can't stress enough how important doing that is, because you're actually getting the biggest bang for your buck when it comes to like the previous links that was actually pointing through to the website. So one thing that I would also recommend with this is a very simple Google Sheet, is obviously set up a sheet and just have all of your redirects in here, just so you can keep track of everything, so you know everything is actually going to a new page. Like I've just added like the /servers.php, and it's going to the just /servers. I've also said, or I've also mentioned in the sheet, Artorobot is redirecting to just the homepage. So just bear that in mind. It's always a really good starting point. But away from that as well, what I also want to be doing is actually building out new pages as well. Now, the reason why I want to be doing that is because obviously I want to try and gain topical authority. So obviously, in this case, if there was like loads of server pages, I would try to recreate servers. If, say, for example, I'm repurposing the domain for something completely different, I might decide to actually just redirect a lot of the pages through to the homepage as well. So don't be worried about rebuilding the existing or the older pages. You can always just redirect to the homepage as well. So now going to our next step, and that is actually building out new pages. So I'm going to show you guys an example. This is just one example. I wish I could do this for every single niche, but this would be maybe like a 6-hour video, or probably even longer. But I'm going to be showing you guys how to do like a topical map for an age domain. Very much a manual-ish process. I'll use some tools here and there, but yeah, for the next part of this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to build out a topical map. Right, so this is the very basic sheet that I've set up. It's nothing crazy. You guys can set this up in like 2 seconds yourself. But what I will be doing is I'll be following a structure that I use for literally any website. And what I might actually do is try to showcase this for multiple different industries, right? So this is the actual structure that I'll be using. This was like an image that I actually posted on my LinkedIn recently. But this does apply to literally every single type of website. So you've got top of the funnel, which is like the broader keywords, so like what is sustainable fashion. You have then middle of the funnel, which is like eco-friendly clothing reviews, so that's middle of the funnel. And then you've got bottom of the funnel, buy an organic dress, right? So if you have this in mind, you'll be able to do keyword research and build your topical maps a lot better, mainly because you know what kind of questions you should be uploading through to your website, what kind of blog articles, what kind of service pages, etc., right? So what I recommend is obviously take a screenshot of this, and then what we're going to do is we'll do one for like a dental website. So in this case, like if we do one service, so what I might actually do here is I will load up a dental website very quickly. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to search dentists in, let's go LA. This could literally be any town or city. And what we want to do is we want to obviously find a dental practice. What we don't want to be looking at is actual like directories, like opencare.com is a directory, yelp.com is another directory, Zodac as well. I believe Top Rated Dentist is as well. But the reason why we want to try to look at dental practices as opposed to directories is because their actual SEO is going to be a lot better from like a domain to domain point of view, right? So if we take a look here, every single website should have like their actual services. So they've got like general dentistry, so like broken teeth, misaligned teeth, etc. They've also got like Invisalign, which is very, very big. They've got dental implants, they've got veneers, etc. Right? So if we do, let's say we should look at, let's do Invisalign, right? So Invisalign LA, that's going to be our main service page, the page that's going to generate us a lot of cash, right? As a rank and rent. So this is going to be bottom of the funnel. So we're going to put like a B here in the funnel. Now, what we want to be doing is making certain that we're actually covering the middle of the funnel. Because if you think of it, not everybody is ready to buy or invest into Invisalign. Some people, they want to be warmed up to it. So what I mean by that is, like, for example, you can have, for middle of the funnel, we could have articles where it's like Invisalign versus. So if we do Invisalign versus braces, right? So that's like a middle of the funnel. Somebody that's searching that, if you think of it, they already kind of know the pros and cons of Invisalign, but they might just want to compare that there are different options and stuff. So then what we might actually end up doing is we might actually say, right, okay, well, braces is obviously one of them, but then you've got Invisalign versus Smile Direct, which I could be wrong in saying this, but I feel like Smile Direct did go bust. Let me just check that. Smile Direct Club. I believe Smile Direct Club did go bust. Or am I wrong in saying that? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. But anyway, people, obviously, because it's coming out in the actual Google dropdown, it does make sense to actually upload it because some people might still be searching that. You then have Invisalign versus Retainer, right? So again, these are all middle of the funnel keywords. Let's see, what else is there? Invisalign versus braces, Invisalign versus Spark. I'm guessing Spark is just like another variation. And then Invisalign versus fixed braces, clear braces, fixed braces, yeah. And so on and so forth. So these are all of our middle of the funnel. And again, one thing to bear in mind from an internal linking point of view, these would actually link up to our Invisalign in LA or Invisalign in Chicago or wherever that page is, right? So now that we've actually got the middle of the funnel complete, now what we want to do is actually go to the top of the funnel, right? So for example, right, we could do, does health insurance cover Invisalign, right? That could be a article that we actually upload through to our website. And obviously, as you can see here, does insurance cover Invisalign? The top website, I'm looking at this in the UK, but the top website is actually a dental practice. And then obviously we will have that, and this would be top of the funnel because there's a little bit more. If you think of the user journey, somebody that is searching that, they're very much at the beginning, so we want to try and push them up. So, for example, does health insurance cover Invisalign? If it doesn't, health insurance might actually cover let's say braces, so you could actually internally link this page to your braces page and then have a page on braces in LA and then try to sell them braces. So just think of a topical map like that, right? Then let's see if we can find 5 other Invisalign. So how much does Invisalign cost? Potentially, how much does Invisalign cost? Let's see. Now, this kind of goes into like a little bit of a gray area. In some cases, you might need to have 2 separate pages. In some cases, you might need to have just the one. But let's see. How much does Invisalign cost? Just by looking at this page, this is like a health insurance website, so that might be a bad example. I'm trying to figure out if there's a dental practice that actually has this style set up. Yes, we've got this page here. Basically, what I'm trying to find is other websites similar to mine, like similar to a dental practice, for example, with a similar SEO strategy. If, say, for example, I find like 2 or 3 different websites, that all have a dedicated how much does it cost and a dedicated Invisalign page, I would then follow suit, because it also tells Google, or it also tells me that Google understands that website structure. Now this page, or sorry, this website actually does, so I'm going to actually follow suit. Obviously for a more like thought out plan, I would potentially look at 2 or 3 different websites. But for the purpose of this video, so far you can't really go wrong with this actual layout. Then I'm going to be doing, does Invisalign hurt? Does Invisalign hurt? Again, yeah, that's top of the funnel. Again, if you think of like potential internal linking point of view, right, you could upload this page and then you can then, or like, let's say Invisalign did hurt, you could then internally link to like just say clear aligners, and that might hurt less, for example. So just think of these blog articles that way as well. Then we've got, does Invisalign hurt? Does Invisalign fix overbite? How to fix overbite? Invisalign, can Invisalign fix an overbite? Again, this is a top. So we've got 4. We'll try and find the 5th one as well. Does Invisalign fix overbite? Does Invisalign whiten teeth? Invisalign professional. Can people have their teeth whitened while wearing Invisalign? Can you whiten your teeth during Invisalign treatment? That's potentially a good one. And the good thing about this is obviously with that last article, if you had like a teeth whitening LA page and also Invisalign LA page, this could internally link to 2 different articles. So that's what I would be looking to do for like a service based. Very quickly, what I will do is I'll obviously try to do the exact same for an e-commerce store as well, right? So if I just copy these 2 over here. Also, another caveat to this is obviously Invisalign is one service that a dental practice provides. You've got dental implants, you've got veneers, you've got wisdom teeth extraction, you've got teeth whitening. You basically need to do this exact same thing that I've just done here for all of your different services when it comes to a service-based website. So as you can see, we've got the 1 bottom of the funnel page. So we've got the 1 bottom of the funnel page here. We then have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 middle of the funnel, and we've also got 5 top of the funnel. So we've got 10 supporting articles just for that 1 page. So this is how I would be looking to structure just that 1 service. If I want to do 2 services, or if I want to do 3 services, I would then look to do more actual services, or sorry, more supporting articles. But let's go to a different industry. Let's take a look at let's say what e-commerce stores is there. Let me get a list of e-commerce stores very quickly. Right, so this is a website that sells AC units. It was literally just the first one that came to mind, buy AC unit, and Aircon Direct, right? I think they're actually under the umbrella of like Appliances Direct and stuff, and but besides the point, right? So air conditioners, this would obviously be again our our bottom of the funnel. So somebody that's searching buy air conditioners, they are ready to buy. They've done their research. They just want to stick the credit card in somewhere and purchase an actual AC unit, right? But then you've obviously got middle of the funnel. So for example, you've got different brands, right? So we could do Electric IQ versus Miko, right? So this would be again middle of the funnel. Then we've got is Electric a good brand, right? And then with that, you can obviously internally link to various different electric or Electri IQ products. You can obviously do certain things like AC unit versus dehumidifier, right? To be fair, that looks like a very easy to win keyword as well. Do I need a dehumidifier or AC? You could do AC unit versus fan. That could be another one. And then, obviously, by the way, this website, they also do sell fans. So from that blog article, you could internally link to two different sections. You can internally link to this air conditioners, and you can also internally link to their actual fans page as well. So just bear that in mind when you are building out some of these pages. You can actually internally link to 2 or 3 different pages as well. So then we will have another one as well. AC unit is AC or will an AC unit work without a filter? Will an AC unit increase electric bill, right? So again, something that people would probably want to know. This I would probably say is a little bit more bottom of the funnel, or top of the funnel, because again, if we look back at this, top of the funnel is very much a little bit more broad. But again, if you think of this, the actual scope of this article, right? How much does an AC unit increase the electric bill? Now, I've got an AC unit. I don't know how much it cost me extra per month to actually have an AC. But one thing you can do from an SEO point of view is you can have different products in that blog article, and you can say, well, if you get the Casual Dash AC, that can be very expensive. But if you get the Junior 552, that one, it's very much eco-friendly. It's only going to increase your electric bill by $5 a month, something like that. So you can also internally link to certain products as well. So just bear that in mind when you are actually doing some of these blog articles, right? And then we've got commercial AC, or you've got wall mounted. So AC wall mount versus ground. So again, you can have 2 different variations. And again, this would probably actually be more middle of the funnel. Because again, somebody that knows that there's a wall mount and versus a grounded, they've kind of done their research and they just want to know the pros and cons, and then they're ready to buy. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, you can have more than 5 middle of the funnel articles as well, but again, it's just kind of like a rule of thumb. So you can do, is AC bad for health? You could do that, but one thing that I would say is when it comes to certain keywords like this, I would look to see what type of websites are actually ranking for it, right? So if WebMD is ranking for this, it doesn't really align with my actual type of website. If I'm looking to build out an AC unit website, it's not necessarily something that I would be interested in trying to compete against. So maybe this article, I probably wouldn't. Because there's a lot more health websites actually ranking for this. There's a couple engineer websites, but again, there's like literally one in this SERP, it looks like. So I would probably look to see if there's any easier keywords that I could obviously try and rank for. What does a AC unit what does a carrier AC unit cost? What does central AC unit cost? To be fair, what does an AC unit cost? Actually, that I would probably actually do that article, and obviously you can internally link to various different products as well. And again, something like that would be more middle of the funnel. So what I would do then is, so here are some actual more top of the funnel keywords, right? So can an AC unit run all day, right? Again, I'm going to upload that because again, somebody that's searching for that, they might not be as interested as somebody that's searching for like, is electric a good brand? But again, we just want to cover the topic in its entirety and show to Google that we actually know what we're talking about. Can an AC unit freeze up? And then top, and we will find one more. Can an AC unit explode, overheat, blow up, catch fire, be too big for a house? This is actually a really good one, because again, some people that will be searching that is because they want to know what different types of sizes of AC units there are. So there's obviously like different, I think they call them I'm guessing it's BTUs, but like a 12,000 BTU, that might be for like a really big area, but like a 7,000, it might be for like maybe a smaller room. So again, within that blog article, can an AC unit be too big for a house? You can obviously talk about the measurements and how to measure it up, etc. But that has been how I do the topical maps for an age domain. It's very similar to how I would do them for a new website. But one thing that I would also take into consideration is if I have obviously a page that I have on my website, like for example this Artobot page, let's say this was talking about AC, I might actually end up redirecting this to, let's say, Electric versus Miko, because that was another AC brand. So try and think of ways that you can rehash and redirect old URLs to some of these new URLs as well. But that's been the video. One thing that I will quickly say, if you guys haven't already, head over to the actual landing page that Odys have set up, sign up to the actual mailing list, because for the next 30 days, they are actually giving away free mentorship calls. Now, some of the mentorship calls, they actually cost like, I want to say some of them are actually upwards of £1,000. So they are actually giving away 2 free mentorship calls for anybody that actually does sign up. You can obviously speak to guys like myself. You can speak to guys like James, Jason Hennessy, Rick Chabrika. There's a whole variety of actual mentors, and you can obviously ask them as many questions as you want for an hour straight on an actual live Zoom call. They can show you demonstrations and stuff like that as well. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Thanks.